All right, so I did an unboxing of the Colum Minidripper a little while ago. So I'm not gonna do a review. So I was thinking about this. I feel like a review, you're as an audience, you're owed more of a analytical approach, where maybe there's some actual measurements or data that goes into it, and this is more off feel. So it's hard to give a specific thumbs up or thumbs down without a feel when there is something to be measured. I mean, if it's a movie, it's a little different, because or music, because that's all you've got is feel. But this, you could actually measure like extraction yield, and you could look at how measure how long it takes, because I'll talk about some of the faff that goes with this dripper, and I'm just saying how long it feels like I have to. I haven't actually measured this, but one of the first things I was watching Lance's review on the new Oria dripper, and he was talking about the parts of it, and I immediately thought about this dripper because I really like it. It's all metal and glass. Flavor is really good out of it, but there is a lot of little things that make it something I don't reach for every day. So it comes with these filters, the nice little tab in there. Not very many of them, just a few. So then I end up having to take an 01 V60 filter or something 01 size, and then cut it down to match. So that's one thing, right? Size of the filter, and you could buy more, of course, from Ray, and they're not particularly expensive on his site, so that's certainly an option. But I just had a bunch of those, so I haven't gone out and reloaded on the filters. Then you gotta fold it a little bit differently, so you fold a little bit further. You saw the tab on the actual one, so you could see where to fold it on for his filters. But this, you kind of have to eyeball a little bit. You set the filter in, do the usual, and I don't know if anyone else has heard this, but pouring up the seam and then around. I don't know why I had never heard that till like a month ago, but love that move for seating your filter. Then you got to take the column piece, which is the thing that kind of activates this, and settle it on there. So I like to hold the bottom here and just give it a wiggle each way. You don't want to push down on your scale, but then you got to kind of get it seated a little bit. Dump the water and probably seat it again. It might have moved. Should have done that first. So that's what I mean. It's little things where it's like, probably need to make sure it's on there, because if you don't have that perfect seat, then it obviously doesn't turn into the column like thing that you want to. So then there is, of course, getting your grounds into the column. If you've got a shaker, works pretty great. Falls right down in there. If you don't, dumping the grounds in there, maybe not the easiest thing in the world to do. Then of course you've got to figure out how you're gonna get them settled in there without breaking the seal. So got this little guy. This is from Groove. You can kind of make your little divot in there. I usually go bare kettle to start for the bloom, and then switch to the Melodrip. That seems to work pretty well. So start out with a 60 gram pour. Now I don't always pour directly on it. Sometimes I just use the side wall. And then do just a swirl at the end, because it's kind of a farther drop for the kettle. And again, these type of brews I feel like that you're wanting out of this are super light, tea light you're going for. You'll see kind of as you raise the level of the water how clear it gets at the end, especially using the Melodrip too. But you get a really nice flavor out of it, and it's certainly fun to brew with. So 45 seconds on my bloom, then you get in there with the Melodrip. Now this fits obviously perfectly. You get that nice soft rain shower effect. Keep it between like the 2 and the 3. So I did about 100 grams there. And just let it fall down. If it gets below around the 1, that's when I start to pour again. Sometimes your drawdown times can get pretty long with this thing. Just sort of depends. Again, you got that really little filter, so the more fines that you create. I've got the recently switched to grinding for filter brew on the Pietro. If I'm saying that right. And so I'm watching the numbers. I haven't really brewed with this since then, but you can see how light the water in there is getting. So I'm at about 2 minutes now. I'm gonna go ahead and finish. I'm gonna do a longer ratio with this. This is from S&W Craft Roasters. This should be kind of interesting. It's a fermented coffee. So it's almost like clear there at the end, as you can see. Really interesting. Really well built though. I think that's something I really enjoy about it. It's a new gimbal too that I'm messing around with. So this definitely all gets hot to the touch. So you want to be very careful with this brewer. I feel like it's something that could, you just need to be aware that can get really hot. I'm gonna show you what the puck looks like, and I'll show you again the disposal process, which is probably one of the most satisfying things about it. All right, this comes off. Glass again, be careful. Then you take this, give it a little shake, good to go. Again, that's super hot. These do help. If you hold on to those, you can hang on to it for a few seconds and be fine. But you don't want to like hold this inside rim, because it's definitely going to be super hot. And then, cheers. All right, again, not a review, because that seems too simplistic, and not ready for that. I need to bring more information. I recognize that. But I did want to just kind of give final thoughts on it for now. Colum Minidripper for the price, around $75. Absolutely fun, but falls into sort of that same Oria dripper category, where would I tell someone who only wants 1 or 2 for that to be their dripper? I'd say probably not, because you're not going to reach for it every day with the different parts, with the heat of the metal. Although again, the one thing I would say is if you're looking for something that's all glass and metal, it's a good candidate, because it's made so well and so nice to just have in your hands, that I think that it could be a good choice in that way. But I still find myself going for the V60 or even the UFO dripper, because it's one piece, the filter is already ready to go with the V60, especially just one little crease, pop it in, give you your water. It's just more of a process to have to fold the paper in a certain way, and then you have to still pour the water on, and then you have to make sure that you've got the column seated on there properly. It's just a few things, but sometimes it's just worth it for the unique flavor that it gives. I mean, it's so tea-like that especially with this ferment, it tastes exactly. I just had some tea that I've been experimenting with, and it tastes so much like tea. It's really a unique flavor that you can get out of it, and really can kind of push the extraction limit, because again, it's no bypass, so you get that column of water and everything has to filter down through the puck. But the different shape instead of the flat bottom, I still feel like it gives you just a different flavor than some of the other no bypass brewers. I've got the Pulsar, and I just think it tastes a little bit different than this. But there's other factors that go into that. That's why I said it's not just about the dripper, it's about the paper that goes with it, and the thickness of the puck, so you can do smaller brews with this, because you can get a better bed depth, because the column on this one is smaller than on the Pulsar, where you got to do a larger amount of coffee to get that bed depth, so that the water filters through the puck instead of just going, so it filters through the puck. That's the way to say it. So again, really enjoy it. Would encourage you, if you are into want something glass metal, if you want something that's going to brew tea like, to check it out. And like and subscribe if you've made it this far. I've seen the numbers on Bean on the Brain going up, so there's 400, 500 people watching the video, so I appreciate that. And I'm gonna hopefully make some more of these this summer. Thanks.